Hello and welcome to the live stream. In this video, we're showing the finals of the 2024 Vietor Cup between my two good friends, Steve Sachs and Ergin Bayrak. And joining me is my good friend, World Champion Hall of Famer, Joe Russell. Hello, Joe.
Hello, Alex.
Welcome. We're happy to have you. We're going to do the finals of the Vietor Cup. I wanted to talk a little bit about the Vietor Cup here. Let me put this up here so we can see. Here the Vietor Cup has been running for many years, since 1962 all the way up to 1981. There was a little break and it was resurrected in 2000, and there have been many famous winners of the Vietor Cup. Let's see here. Barclay Cook and Otis Chenault won the first one back in 2000 when it was resurrected. Our good friend Bob Glass won it multiple times. Elliot Bean, John Rockwell, Steve Sachs has won it multiple times. See, Jason Lee won it one time. He told me a story about when he won it. He said if he wins, he's going to jump in the pool, and he did that. And oh, look at 2020. Did you see who won it in 2020, Joe?
No. Someone between Kareem Ashu and Alan Hodes.
Yeah. That's right. So we have, let's go back here. We have our two finalists. We'll do an interview if you want to switch chairs with them, Joe. We'll do an interview
Okay,
with.
sure.
Start with Steve, please. All right, Steve, welcome.
Thank you, Alex.
How are you doing?
I'm great.
Good.
And yourself?
Good. Thank you for asking. So we're going to be doing the finals of the Vietor Cup. Congratulations on making it. The tournament ran like last weekend, right, for a couple of days.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, Ergin and I each played 10 matches, and we were both like exhausted at the end of it. And Ergin came up with a great suggestion that we play the finals the following week. And then you stepped in and said you were willing to stream it, which is fantastic.
Yeah, Ergin actually asked me, and I was happy to do that. So
Yeah.
we've set this up. It's nice. For those that are not familiar with it, can you tell us a little bit about the history of the Vietor Cup?
Yeah, well, what you said is true. So John's father ran it at his house from 62 to 81. He won it one time, and Barclay Cook won it 6 times, and other famous backgammon personnels have won it on occasion. And then either John's father decided he didn't want to do it anymore, or he passed away, and it was in suspension for close to 20 years. And then between Pat Gibson and John Vietor, they said, hey, why don't we start doing it again in the year 2000? This is the 25th year.
That's great.
Yeah, and Joe won it the one year it was not live. It was played online during the first year of the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Russell won.
Good.
Yeah.
So for the viewers, I'm trying to teach them, have them get to know the players a little bit. You've been playing. How long have you been playing backgammon?
Wow. My mother was a United States women's champion in 1980, and she taught me and my 2 brothers and my sister how to play in the mid-70s. So I've been playing for not quite 50 years, but approaching it, yeah.
Yeah. And now you give lessons.
Oh, yeah, I give lessons. I write articles, I compete, and for anybody that's interested, you can contact me via my email at backgammonplayer@msn.com. I give lessons to players of all abilities, beginners to just about champions. So it's
Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
So a lot of people are watching, so they'll have that. Any thoughts before the final match? It's going to be a 9-point match. There's 18 minutes, 2 minutes on the clock, and 14-second delay. It's a little longer than usual.
Okay.
Do you know the reason for that?
No, but I mean, do you know the reason?
You do?
No. Do you know?
I don't know the reason. That's why I ask. But I mean, it's actually going to be good because I'm going to be live transcribing on XG.
Oh, wonderful.
No rush.
Okay. Any comments before we start?
Well, Ergin's a great champion, and honestly, I'm happy for him to win. I'm sure going to try and win, and whoever wins is like kudos to them.
Well, good luck to both of you.
Thank you, Alex.
Congratulations. All right, we'll have a few words with Ergin before we start. You can go ahead and set up.
Okay.
Thank you, Alex.
All right,
Thanks
pleasure.
for hosting
Ergin,
us,
welcome.
organizing this.
Welcome.
Nice
So-
to be here.
I'm happy to have you, Scooter. There we go. We can see you a little bit better. How are you doing?
Doing well. Ready
How-
for the match.
Yeah. How was the tournament last week?
It was good. This is one of my favorite tournaments. Strong field, relaxed atmosphere. I've been playing it since, I believe, 2010 or so, and I've been helping run it in the last 10 years or so. So it's a little difficult both running it and playing it, but I cashed a few times. This time I got to the final and playing the great Steve Sachs.
That's
It'll be
great.
exciting.
That's
we
great.
already played 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had to go through him 3 times, and I had to play Frank Frigo a couple of times, Karama Shu, and other great players. It's a strong field.
This is a different format from the traditional knockout brackets. It's a Swiss
Yeah,
format.
This is more Swiss.
More Swiss. So please tell the viewers how that works. So
In
they
the
know.
Swiss format, players with like records play each other, and you keep playing until you have 4 losses. So with 3 losses, you can still cash. With 2 losses, you can still win. And Steve and I both have 2 losses so far. So whoever wins this will have their name on the perpetual trophy.
Yeah. And the last match you played against Steve, and he had 1 loss and you had 2 losses.
Correct.
And
Yes.
you won, so now you both have 2 losses. So this is
Correct.
the grand final.
Yes, indeed.
Very good.
Yeah.
Any other comments before we start?
Well, thank you for hosting. I hope we'll give a nice experience to the viewers with excellent commentary from Joe. So yeah, I look forward to it.
All right. Good luck.
Thank
We'll
you.
Get you set up. We'll take a short break until everyone's set up, and we'll be right back.
You gonna close that door all the way or not?
Hold on. All right, we're going to get started in just a moment. Joe, what are your thoughts before this match?
Well, 2 of the finer players in LA, and of course Steve is one of the finer players in the world. They're both very strong, world-class players, and should be an exciting match. I expect to see a very high level of play out of both of them, and it should be an exciting final.
And we have some viewers in the live chat, so feel free to say hello. See Patrick Gibson and Gigi Goyette are there. Welcome. Say hello if anyone else is there. Smash the like button. That will help other viewers find it. And we'll get started in just a moment.
You beat me twice.
Oh, yeah.
1 year, I guess it was 2 years ago, Al Hodis won. I went 6-3. I got tied for 2nd place. I have 3 losses.
All right, so I sent him the text message.
Al Hodis. And Al Hodis. But everybody else said good match.
Okay, so my wife is.
Here they are. We're off.
It's
Steve put it between the 6 and 8 point. He didn't follow your instructions.
So I'm trying to live transcribe on XG, and that's a 4-1. Let's set a
In and hit.
3-1.
Yeah. Good
So
shot
go
by
ahead,
Ergin.
double one.
Make the 5 point.
This here so I can see better.
Make the 5 point, and then he's got a question about what to do with the last one, whether to split or safety the man on the 7 point. I would split.
Yeah, you've got a better board. There's a blot in the board on the other side. All right. Now it's a 6-4 from the bar.
It's a great shot from Steve. Hits and covers. There were not many rolls that did that. 1-5 from Ergin. He should just come out to the 18 point. The 8 point is not bad, but I would come out to the 18. That was probably a close call.
3-1. So they play 6-5.
Good shot by Ergin. Hits with a 3. Now he has a question on the 2 to come up there, or he could have also played it to 22. Both plays look pretty good.
Triple
Steve,
split.
Steve rolls a 4-6. Hits from the bar. Another double 1 from Ergin. I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe that is right. Yeah, probably it is actually. 6-3 from Steve makes his 15 point. Ergin rolls a 4-1. I think I would split the 23 point here.
Split from the back.
Yeah. There we go. Good play. He could have also played 8-4. Would have been reasonable as well, keeping the man on the
6-3.
midpoint. Steve makes the 2 point. Ergin comes in with 4-1. Remakes the 24 point, slots the 4 point, looks very reasonable. Steve with a 6-1 could make the 7 point, is a reasonable play. Could go to the 8 point, is a reasonable play. That's very reasonable.
Yeah, it's good to read the dice for people that can't hear it.
4-1 for Ergin. So he has a question, does he want to hit? I think he does. And now the rest of it, he just safeties his checker.
And for those that are just joining us, Ergin's playing the blue checkers at the bottom. Steve the red at the top. Steve the red checkers at the bottom. Clocks on the right. 9 point match. The scoreboard's on the right side. A little hard to see, but you can.
Steve
see
considering a double, but this looks like it's
from the bar.
It's a little bit early, I would think. He's got some market losing sequences, but not that many.
What's a market losing sequence for novice viewers?
Market losing sequences where after your roll you have a good chance, after you roll and your opponent's roll, there's a good chance that you would have had a double and he would have had a pass. So that's a market losing sequence. But not only do you have to lose your market, but you have to lose it by a certain amount. So it's like,
Right.
How often do you lose it and how much do you lose it by is the question.
There's a magnitude as well as a direction, like a vector. All right, 4-3.
So Steve has two choices here. He can make his 3 point or he can hit on the 8 point. I think making the 3 point's the right play here. Puts your opponent on a lot of pressure to roll a 3. That looks correct to me.
He's looking at it.
I don't think this is right. This, if you really need your opponent to come in poorly for this to be the right play. This looks clearly right to me. There we go.
5-3.
5-3, great shot for Ergin. Comes up, makes anchor, but the 5 is a little awkward.
5 is awkward.
As a matter of fact, now he's going to have to think about it because the 5 is awkward. Should he just go to the non-point is the question. definitely wouldn't move the man off the 21 points. So the question is, does he go to the 9 point? Might be the better play, actually.
Belgian Bayrak says hello. Must be related.
So if he comes up with a 3, his 5 is 8 to 3. But now he's got 4 blots around the board. So he can play with 1 blot or 4 blots. I think this is probably right. Playing with, still have a chance to anchor on the 21. You're playing with 1 blot instead of 4. It's still not a double for Steve. So that looked like the right play. Great shot, super joker by
Double
Steve.
3.
35 to 1, best shake. He should just go ahead and slot the 7 point. Pay off to the 1-1 and 1-6. He can play on for a gammon after a dance by Ergin. If he comes down, I guess he can still play on, but he'll be able to play on for many shakes. The problem is if Ergin that's right. So Ergin come in with a 1, Steve can still think. So if Steve gets to play on here, it's no double. It's too good. And 4-3. So now he's got a question: what I want to do here? Am I going to continue to play on?
I think he's
So
gonna
he makes the play that he's going to continue to play on if he doesn't get hit. And Ergin rolls a 1-2.
So there's
The 2 is awkward.
I think
Probably just going to play 8-6. I'll go. This is a reasonable play because it gives Steve a decision.
I think he played his previous play, Steve, so that 6s will be good from the other side, and 4s and 3s are going to be good to cover. Okay, so he does double.
So it's a clear pass. The question was it too good or not? Man,
What
I don't know
Steve
the answer.
says is if it's not too good, it's too bad. So 1-0 for Steve. 8 away, 9 away. So Steve rolls a 1, a 2 for Ergin, 2-1, standard slot. 5-1 for Steve.
He duplicates the 6s.
I don't think that was right.
I don't either. I
Double
think
2.
he's supposed to split his backman.
Yeah.
So double 2s for Ergin.
You can make the 4 and the 11, or just make the 5, or you can hit and make the 11. This will be a good one for Patrick Gibson. He likes these double 2s. 4-3 for Steve. He hits, and a 5-1. Three, 2 for Steve. Hits again. It's going to be another game with a lot of checkers sent back. 4-1.
Ergin makes the 20 point.
So when your opponent has an anchor, it becomes increasingly urgent for you to make an advanced anchor. 4-2.
Would have made the 4 point there. It was under no pressure there. He already had a 20 point anchor.
For those that are interested, they're playing on actually my FM Gammon Talat board. With these are the checkers you like, Joe.
Yep.
And
I love these checkers.
custom inlay. That's called a turquoise blue. It looks even nicer in person.
They're beautiful. Some of my favorite checkers. It's a great shot for Steve. Hits and escapes. Steve has a commanding race lead here, but there's still way too much contact to consider a cube.
57 pip lead in the race. See how fast I count. It's easier when you have XG in front of you. So what do you do here? Slot the 4-point maybe?
Yeah, certainly don't move the man on the 24. So just no, definitely wouldn't do that. That makes no sense.
And it does make the 3 prime. 5-4. He's hitting twice. Gets the goalkeeper out of the way. 3-2. Okay, so now 5-4. Covers the blot. Does he cover the other blot? What else is there? Six one. Double 4 for Steve.
Another great shot.
So he's going to remake the 8-point.
Ergin under tremendous pressure here. This should be a
6-1.
cube.
Just make sure.
I would double if I were Steve here. There we go. Now, Ergin has a decision. Still a lot of contact here. Steve doesn't roll a 4 and Ergin rolls a 3. Steve will be very sorry he doubled. But that's if Steve doesn't roll a 4 and Ergin rolls a 3. Ergin takes, looks like a reasonable decision. Steve rolls a 4.
4-1, right?
Yep.
6-3.
It was a 5 I was talking about, not a 4. Yeah, right.
Ooh.
Double 1, switch, and come up. Yep.
Oh, I lost it.
You lost it.
Well, they moved a little fast. That's
You
okay.
want
We'll just
You
commentate.
want me to ask them to pause for a minute? We'll catch up.
No. We'll just play this and
You have this recorded anyway, right?
yeah, we'll continue the XG at the end. So I'll just commentate. All right, so Steve has
So,
2 on the bar.
Ergin is under tremendous pressure
Ergin
here.
has 2 on the bar. Wow.
Yeah.
5.
Steve
3.
having trouble covering.
All right, looking for a 4.
He got
4.
it. Well, Steve looking for a 4 or 6 from the bar that doesn't dance. He got the 4. Ergin
Wow,
with
double
4.
4.
Super shot.
Okay, so now what? We just play off the 18
I think so. Just play one man off the 18.
to the 10.
It doesn't matter if you get hit very much. Looks correct. And he got hit.
6-4.
Great shot.
So Steve has a stronger board, which is useful in this type of
But
hitting
Ergin
machine.
just needs to come in like the next 3 or 4 rolls.
Yeah, it's not urgent. And Steve might ultimately have trouble clearing that 10-point.
10-point may have just become the 9-point.
Maybe. Four, 2, so there's the 4.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks right. No sense in playing 11 to 9 there. You should have good timing
Double 6s. Okay, so
or
that's
forced.
easy, and the second 2 are easy. 6-5.
I would just
Yeah,
run.
the
I'd run off
21?
the 21 point
Yeah.
there.
Goes to the 10-point. That's part of the reason why you want spares there for mobility. Double 1. Okay, so I think I'd shift off that 10 point.
Yeah,
That's
just come
gonna
to the 8 point.
be the problematic point.
Sure. Steve's in a bit of a pickle here of clearing these checkers. I think 10 to 8 is pretty forced there.
Yeah.
Pseudo forced anyway.
Double 5. So
This is a tough one.
that's
I don't know about. I don't think he can play all on that side of the board. I think he's got to give up one of these anchors.
Yeah, that's the one. Like that.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
It looks a little too stacked on the 5 and 6 for me.
You really have to make your
It's
points
got-
in order here.
You got yeah.
You can't afford to. But that's okay. The 10 point is bearing on the 4 point. 2-1. Have to play inside. 5-4.
I think he should just give up the 11 point, the 15
Give up
point.
the 15 point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring 2 down.
Making the ace point is just after your hits, it's too hard to win.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, it's not crystal clear that's wrong, but I think it was probably wrong. He's getting an extra shot now. Weaker board, but an extra shot. It's going to be harder to win after he hits. Probably just split the 15. I would just split the 15. I know it gives some pain on certain rolls, but good play there.
I'll let you commentate and see if I can go back and
Okay.
work on the XG.
The problem with having made the ace point is now it's going to be a long time before he gets to redouble, unless Steve comes in with a very awkward shake. Although it was a reasonable play, it's not 100% sure it was wrong. I would just go to the 6 point here, 15 to 6. Looks correct. Steve running out of time. Ergin does not have a recue here. Steve has some hard shakes on his next roll, like 6-4, which could expose 2 more blots, but Ergin does not have a double yet, I don't think. So Steve under tremendous pressure to roll a 5 here. And he didn't get it. And I would just remake the 6 point. This question, Ergin has to think about whether to double or not now. And he doesn't think long, he doubles right away. And I'm guessing Steve will pass. It's a 4 cube and 9 point match. If he were to get gammon, it would be down 8 to 1. Ergin can hit loose on the 2 point if he can't hit a 4. He also has numbers that make, well, let's see. You can see he has double 2s that makes the 4 point. Double 4s is a super joker. Steve passes. Yeah, looks correct. Big turnaround. Steve had a really good chance to win a gammon and go up 5-0. Now Ergin takes a 2-1 lead. Backgammon parlance is called, in a 9 point match, is called 7 away, 8 away. Ergin being 7 away and Steve 8 away. And usually that makes, in a long match, that usually makes you like 56% or something like that. So Ergin thinking of doubling, but he doesn't have quite enough ammunition. Should just hit on the 3-point here. He does. Now if Steve rolls a bad number, if he dances one of these checkers and doesn't hit the other, Ergin will probably have a double. But he came in with both, so this is clearly not a double. Just continue playing. And now Ergin can make his 3-point. Steve needs a 3 to anchor. 3 or 4 ones. And he gets a double 1. That's a very good shot. Just holds the cube off. Now 5-1. Ergin should probably just play 16 to 11 and 24-23, which he does. Now we have a fairly even game. Steve makes the anchor. Probably just bring a man down. Yeah. I meant the 8-point and bring a man down, not anchor. Ergin rolls the 5 points. A great shot. It gives Ergin a small advantage. Steve rolls double 6. So say goodbye to your advantage, Ergin. Now Steve has a significant advantage. Ergin should come up with a 2. Play 6 to 5. That's correct. Steve does not have a double. Ergin's board is too strong. So 6-2 is not a very good roll for Steve. He had 4 builders bearing on the 4-point, but 6-2 is not very good. So he just plays it 9 to 3 and 7 to 5. Ergin rolls an escaping number. Now we have a holding game. Steve with a midpoint bar point holding game. Makes an interboard 3-point. Ergin counting the raise. He's it's like 13 pips. So 13 pips, I believe. So it's not a double. Easy take. Steve will grab it. Hard shake here for Ergin. He has to leave a shot. I would not leave the big shot. Steve's timing. Steve's going to have to give up that 18-point within a couple of rolls. Steve does not have a redouble here. I'm pretty sure. He's down, let's see, he's down 10 outside. Yeah, and he's down more inside. That's a question whether he should have played 6 to 4, 8 6. XG loves keeping your board. Steve rolls a 6 there. He has to leave a shot though, and he does. But Ergin's board is not made, so Ergin here has to hit, and probably hit and continue. Steve with some aces who can even possibly win a gammon. He dances. Ergin covers and comes down. Hard shake for Ergin. He has to keep that blot there. He has to play 5-1, 5-2. I guess he has to do that. I mean, what's the race here? Steve is down 6-9. 12. Looks like 14. Yeah, this looks like it has to be the right play. Steve sticks around for one more potential shot.
Let's ask him to take a break after this game.
Ergin rolls. He should bear off here. Don't worry about being safe. Steve can't stick around. And there goes Steve. Ergin does have a gap on the 4-point. Steve could roll large. He has the chance. Just bear it in. He plays to make double fives pay off. I don't think that was right, but it might be. And get 3 men off with double fives now. Ergin's off in 5, Steve's off in 6. Means Ergin's got a 2-double lead. Steve has to roll doubles twice. And they have to be productive doubles. Oh, there's the first one. All right. So Steve's going to need 3s or better on his last shake unless Ergin rolls a double, which he did, which gives Ergin a 4-1 lead.
Let's take a break for a moment and we'll catch up on the transcription.
We're going to take a short break just for a moment for all of you watchers.
Let's go. This one.
You want me to talk or not?
No, we'll put it on the break. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right. We're back and ready to begin in just a moment. Thank you to all the watchers. Hello to Michael Pines and Patrick Gibson. So now it's 4-1. All right, here
Had
we
a
go.
family emergency in Los Angeles.
5-4 for Ergin. Okay.
So Ergin leads 4-1 in match to 9. Here we are in the finals of the Vietor Cup resuming. Ergin makes an 18-point anchor. Good security. You like to have having security when you're leading the match decreases the chances of being gammoned. Your opponents usually are going to be doubling a little bit more aggressively when they're behind.
We're done with break for Patrick.
So here he should just play 13-8, 6-5. He's got an anchor. He's got security. Steve rolls a great shot, comes in and makes his 5-point, hits and makes his 5-point. But Ergin still has security of the anchor, nothing to worry about. 360 runs out. Doesn't want to get blitzed inside. Probably just 6-5. I don't really see any reason, any gain from coming 24 to 23.
Does he need 5? Since 5s play well elsewhere. Maybe he hits twice here.
I don't know. Against that board, I don't think I would hit twice. I think I would have just played 16-4. Played with one blot instead of two, and start trying to make more productive position. And he's got an anchor to fall back on. Don't get hit. Well, I mean, you get hit a bit more, but when you get hit on the ace point and have another blot, it would have been a very bad position for Ergin. And this looks reasonable. Steve's going to take a long time to clear the midpoint, and meanwhile, Ergin can start trying to build a board.
He can afford to do that with 3 blots on the other side, duplicating the 3s, double 2. So the race will be tied after.
Again, I'm not sure if he needs to do that. That could be right. I would definitely make the 4-point. No. What's the race is tied? Race is tied. No,
After the play.
I wouldn't do this. Not with an even race.
He's counting it.
On shaking an even race, you're usually about a 60% favorite, depending on the length of the race. So there's no sense to make Steve a 60% favorite. He's less than that if Ergin keeps contact. This is okay. He could have also played 2 down from the midpoint with the last 2 to try to make a better point, but this is fine. Here I would just break the 8-point. Select the 5 as well. He's not getting any shots now. He needs to be building this board. He's not getting a shot on this shake. 6-1 is a shot, but that was the only shot. Okay, so he's fortunate enough to roll a number that made the 5-point. Steve comes down to the 10. Oh, what is the race now?
He's up by 1 before.
Okay, so he's gonna make a stronger board. That's right. It's only about 1 pip. If he'd been up by 10 or 15 pips, I would have played to the 10. But with the close race, making the 4 points is probably better.
So now Ergin will be up by 4 pips after the play. He's looking at it, counting it.
This is probably correct at this point.
105 there.
What's the count?
105, 109.
Yeah.
He's looking at that.
I think the first play is probably correct. This gets an extra crossover, which is important for the race, and it creates some headache for Steve, but it also creates a headache for Ergin. In an even race, Ergin will have to abandon the 16 point before Steve will have to abandon the midpoint. So I think Ergin should just run all the way.
And what about the score? He's ahead of the score. He wants a less volatile position, right?
It's not too volatile, but here's the thinking. If you make the 16 point, you're 3 behind the midpoint. That means you're actually 6 behind there. So you might have to give up the 16 point before he gives up the midpoint. That's the problem with this play. It does get extra crossovers. It's good when Ergin rolls large. It's good when Ergin rolls large, and it's good when Steve rolls large. But it's when they roll average or below, it's bad for Ergin. So pip count's even now. Ergin rolls the 4-5. So he would have been 9 pips ahead. So if he'd made the other play, it would have turned out much better. Okay, so now it's really close. Ergin's going to be ahead 5 pips after the play. Steve not wanting to roll a bad 6-1, but taking 2 men in is probably right just for the race.
Three.
And what's the race now?
Ergin will be up by 7 after this play.
Again, Ergin wishing.
Oh, he's looking.
He's looking at this, wishing that he'd run with the double twos. This is exactly what I was talking about. Him having to give up the 16 point before Steve gives up the midpoint.
And this kind of a play diversifies Steve's good numbers because large numbers are good for the race, but 1 is a small number, which is not good for the race. But it does.
I don't think he can make this play. I think it's way too large. He could always do this next time anyway. I mean, he could take a free shake to not roll. You know, he might leave more numbers, but leaving a few more numbers isn't a big deal. Just go ahead and make the ace point, or even if you want to play 4 and 3 is okay too. 4 and 3 is fine. Probably just play that. Steve's not going to leave a shot. No, I think I would have played 4 and 3, but that's okay.
Double 2 for Steve.
You see how this 16 point is haunting Ergin?
Yeah.
The double 2 play was the.
Another 6-3.
Steve makes the ace. And there's the shot.
The 6 is forced.
So I'm not. This is not clear. You
minimize.
14 numbers or 15 numbers. 14 numbers or 15 numbers, but he gave Steve more bad numbers if he stayed back.
3-2.
It's a good cue by Steve.
Yeah. Shot.
There's the shot. He minimizes shots, and Ergin hits and comes out. Huge roll for Ergin. Steve needs to come in quickly.
Steve has 3 off.
Ergin can't double this. Steve has 3 off. Ergin has a gap on his 3 point, and Steve would be down 6-1 if he passed.
6-3 there. Bearing off into the tray, which is nice.
Good, great shot for Steve. Ergin still can't double.
If he redoubles, it'll be an auto recube to 8, right? No, it won't. It'll be almost.
Almost, yeah. He wouldn't. So now he has the question: did he bear off or hit? That was. I'm not sure. I think he was supposed to hit there.
Yeah.
That was probably a pretty big mistake to not hit. Had he hit, he would have won. He would have won the game. Now he's an underdog.
No, you should take off with an ace. Any ace.
Of course. Oh, that's brutal for Steve there. Gives Ergin a chance, and Ergin rolls big. Now it's a pretty close game here.
Yeah. I like with the baffle box. It just makes the game move along so much faster.
I agree. Ergin nowhere near a cube. Still nowhere near a cube.
Double 3, that's a great roll. So double 5 or better. 6-4. No.
Well, a couple of. Both are very, very fine players, but I think Ergin made a couple of decisions there that were wrong. The first one was a minor decision not to go to the 14 point, which ended up costing him getting doubled and getting hit. And then the second decision was not hitting Steve when he had a 5-point board, and Steve already had 3 checkers off. Steve would have danced, and then Ergin could have doubled him out. Instead, Steve was able to win, go forward, and win the race. Go forward and win the race.
In this match, they start with 5 checkers on the midpoint. Sometimes they start with 3.
Yeah, I've seen that before. I think they only do that in major championships, though. In the later rounds of major championships.
Aha. So Steve is leading, 5 away, 6 away.
No, Steve is trailing.
I mean, Ergin is leading 5 away, 6 away.
Well, it's certainly an easy take. I don't know what Steve's thinking about.
Steve likes to take a picture. Where's his camera? Big. 3-1.
And just come down for the midpoint to attack if he comes in and gets hit on the 7. And he does get hit on the 7.
1, so there's the 1. It was an early cube.
Yep. So this is a very critical roll for Ergin.
3-1.
Comes in, hits on the 20. He's looking, I can make the 7-point here too. That's actually reasonable. That could be right. Let's see. Boom, boom. Make the 7. Steve makes this. This is a tough play, probably. I think I would go for this, but the other could be
There's
right.
also another hit that I think I like. What did he do? Oh.
He played bar
And then
22, 19,
6-1.
21,
Okay.
20.
Double 2.
Make the 4-point and the 20-point.
Oh, okay.
I don't think that was correct.
Now there's blots everywhere.
It's a blot fest.
Jim Pascal calls it blotosis. Technical term should be hyperblottemia, not blotosis, but that's a medical term. Oh, Michael is asking for the XG feed. It's a good suggestion. Unfortunately, we don't have that set up, but we're going to have some stuff afterwards. I'm going to try to do that. This is the first time I'm doing this kind of live feed with doing the XG at the same time. And I'm doing kind of the job of 3 people at once. So there's the 1. And what does he want to do with the 5? Bring another one down.
Ergin has 12 checkers in 2 different quadrants of the board. It's definitely not the kind of position that you want. You can't really carry out the blitz on your side, but you know, it just happened this way because Steve kept hitting back from the bar.
Double 5. Okay. So those
Pretty bad shake for
back
Steve.
checkers are stuck.
Yeah.
Off the hit there. 2-1. Hit and unstack.
No, he's working on the 4-point. If he can make the 4-point, he can put his game back together. Steve probably comes in on the 21 and makes the 22. Yeah. Now Ergin working for that 4-point, and he got it. Had to abandon the 8 to get it, but it was worth it. Steve dances.
Another double 5. So many lucky doubles.
You look over and you realize, where's the cube? Oh, Ergin gave it on like the 3rd roll of the game or something. And
It's worked out for him so far.
yep, and this is a pretty awkward 4 for Steve. Probably just got a hit loose on the
Yeah.
deuce point.
On the deuce. A la.
A la Malouse.
Oh.
So Ergin's kind of putting his game back together. He still has 5 checkers in Steve's inner
Okay,
board
so
though.
now with the 4-1, so you make the 2-3.
At this point, I think I would
Pop out to the 18.
Yeah.
Doesn't have time, especially with that loose checker on the 2-point.
His timing's not horrible. If he were to play 23 and 9, for example, but I think I'd just come out the 18.
This gets good outfield control.
Yeah. Looks right.
3-1.
So just hit and continue.
Good.
So he goes to
For Steve. Let's plan B.
plan B. Would
8
go
to
to be
3.
going to the 3-point to try to transition from the 24 to the 18. It's a very
That makes
reasonable
sense,
plan.
Yeah, that makes sense. And unstacks that point a little bit. 6-5. Play off the 20 point, unless he wants to make the outside anchor the 15.
I think the outside anchor is right.
6-1, so
Transition complete.
and the 1.
3-2.
3-2 or 24-23.
I'd go 3-2. I wouldn't want to get pointed on there.
2-1.
There you go. Yeah, looks right. Good play.
6-2.
Well, not a lot of good options here. I guess you just make the 2 point and play 18 to 16.
Or you can leave a single direct by playing to the 12 and 8-6. This makes a point. Double 2. He's ahead by 26 before. Might want to run all the way out.
Just make the 2 point.
Make the 2 point? Oh, make the 2 point and then come, and then what about the other two?
Make the 2
From
point.
the 10?
Make the 2 point from the 10. I think is what I do.
That's right. Yeah. Michael Pines was asking about the XG feed. Do you know Michael Pines?
Yes.
Very nice person. Done a lot. It's just hard. We don't have a separate transcriber.
I don't understand this play. Why he wouldn't just make the 2 point. Took a lot of pressure off Steve.
So now Steve's trying to block. 3-1.
Which he would love to hit if he had the 2 point. Right?
Alright, that's true. There's the ace point. 2-1. Safety's that checker.
So he's just got to play 13 to 8 here. He really got hurt from not making the 2 point with that double 2.
6. And now, does he come out?
Yeah, probably just comes out. Probably just not comes out. I think he plays 18 to 14.
18 to 14.
Getting outfield control. Ergin has some yeah. I would not do that. I would not do
Just
this.
looking at the race. Well, he has good outfield control here.
The problem is you give Ergin some jokers from the bar. I would just
Double
play
five.
18 to 14. I don't think there's any. You're not under any pressure to abandon the 22 point at this point. You've got great control if you play 18-14. I would not do that.
5-3. So there's the
Now
5.
Steve's under pressure to get a 4 or 6 right away. And he didn't. He got a good roll though. He made a point.
4. 6-5. Okay.
Out and hit.
Out. Hit. Sometimes I do the play on X2 before the player makes the play. 6-5. One. Now I see why Ergin doubled.
So here he should just play 11 to 6 and 8 to 5 and work on the 2 point. Yep, good play. Steve under a lot of stress to roll a 2 here. And Ergin needing a 6 or a 2. He got a 6 and a 2. Should come out with both. Come out with both. No.
Five, 3. All right.
That's a good play. Duplicating 2s. Give yourself more builders.
Let's Sixes and twos are good on the other side, not on that side. 5-4.
He's getting punished for not coming out with both.
Oh, he's slotting it. No, Steve doesn't get it. 3-2.
Rewarded.
All right.
Wow.
Oh,
35-1 worst shake there. And Steve comes in and
6-3.
hits.
Wow, what a turnaround.
This is a hit. They can look at it for a while, but in the end he's going to hit.
Double sixes.
Well, he's going to make the 7, hit, and play to the 12.
Yeah. Two six from the bar. All right, now.
I don't think it's a recube yet.
3-1. So there's the 3.
I think he makes a 7-point payoff to the 5-3, yeah.
Now. Trailing in the score.
What would you do here? Would you take or pass?
I would look at it. I would take a picture first, like Steve.
But it's not Steve's decision, it's Ergin's.
Steve took a picture while Ergin's time was running. Steve is actually a professional photographer. So it's 42 pips.
But you are avoiding the question.
Yeah, that's how politicians talk.
What would you do here?
Ergin will take. He has the slime equity. 6-3. Is he gonna slot it?
He should definitely slot. He's not going
Oh, Patrick's making chicken noises on the stream. 3-1.
to. He actually could have played 2-1 instead of 4-3. I mean, 2-1 instead of 3-2.
Double twos. Double six.
No, he's going to make the ace point. And he's going to play man to the 3-point.
There you go.
And the last one, I think he just remakes the 9-point.
Yeah. It's faster on XG than over the board. 6-1. Two.
Well, clear 2 points.
So now he's looking for a 5-4.
2 checkers.
6-2 again. Double six leaves a shot. All right. Ergin's chance. 6-2.
He hits it. Well, we have a race.
All right.
If Steve doesn't come in this time, it's going to be. He came in. I think he just plays 3-2. He wants to get as many shots as he can. He doesn't want to get hit in the outfield. Ergin
5-3.
runs around. Steve
5-2.
misses. Well, we could have a close race here.
3-2.
It was a bad roll for Ergin. He can now miss with a 5.
5-2.
So Ergin desperately needs to avoid a 5, and he didn't. So Steve has a commanding lead. Has a 2-double lead now.
This makes double 3 play better.
So Ergin needs 2 doubles, and he needs them soon. And he needs to take off 3 checkers, so double 2s is no good. There's the first one. And now back-to-back aces as well as a double could work for Ergin. Critical roll here. No ace, says Steve.
6-2.
So now Steve can miss with a 2-1. So Ergin has 2 ways to win: a double, and Steve's 2-1. Three one squeaker.
All right. So Steve is 2 away, 5 away. That's the score where the leader's take point is the lowest in a 5-point match. It's 17.5% on a dead cube. So, everyone say hello in the chat. Four, 2 for Ergin. Double 5.
Well, Steve can be very aggressive about taking cubes that are not gammonish, and he has to be somewhat conservative about taking gammonish cubes. So you got to, when there's no gammon, you have an extended take, and when there's a gammon, you have a restricted take. Great shot. Key roll for Ergin here. Oh, he double hits. Now Steve's probably going to be facing a cube unless he comes in with a double. He probably will be doubled unless he comes in with a double. Okay, here's the double and probably a pass. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not sure about the pass, but a certain double. Steve were to be gammoned. He doesn't have any recube big, and if he were to get gammoned, he would be down 8-7.
What is recube big for the novice viewers?
Means Steve, if he would take the cube, he would be 2 points away from winning, so he would get no additional value from owning the cube. He could not turn it to 4 and gain extra points.
In a money game, you could.
Well, in a match you could, even like early in the match, the money game or a match, you could double, and that's part, like if the score was 0-0 and Steve turned the game around, he could put pressure doubles on Ergin by doubling to 4. He'll never get a redouble. So this is a tough decisions for Steve. I mean, he has a stronger board, he has good structure, he has a 24-point anchor, but Ergin has some gammon potential. And what is this a take? At the score, I think it might be. Not sure. I think it is. It is. Steve has a strong 3-point board. He has a 24-point anchor. Ergin's got a man back on the 24-point. Doesn't have many men in the zone. Looks like it's a take. It's only, if it's not a take, it's because of this score. But I think it's still a take. Even if Steve were to lose, he would still have 32%. If he loses a gammon, he'd still be 32% in the match.
So that's the nice thing. If you win a double gammon at 5 away, you get to the Crawford score, which is good. It's valuable. Hello to Michael Wilcox. Mike Wilcox says hello. Yeah, you want to be careful. That's the thing. You really have to know how many gammons there are here. I mean, there is that anchor, but at the same time, Ergin's up by 19 in the race and a checker on the bar.
It's just such an easy take at almost any other score or most scores. I mean, it'd be like a huge pass at 2 away, 4 away, but
Right.
it's like, the fact that you're still 32%, even if you get gammon, and gammons are you're a long way from gammon. He's only got 8 checkers in the zone, and Steve's got an anchor, and Steve's got a stronger board. I'm pretty sure this has to be a take, even at the score, even with Steve having no recube big.
What would you do for money?
Well, money it would be like the scoop take.
So you have to
I don't
subtract
even-
the recube big, the value of cube ownership.
Yeah.
But the take point is still less on the dead cube.
I don't even think it probably may not even be a double for money.
Yeah. Ergin is enjoying the view.
Also, Steve considered himself to be a little bit the stronger player, probably. He may be factoring that into this decision, But I wouldn't be surprised to see him go either way. I think it's probably a small take.
What do you think in the chat? Would you take or would you pass? Let's see what people would say. Let us know in the chat.
Michael Pine says take. It's a very easy take, Michael, for money. It might not even be a double, but at this score with Steve having no recube big, I mean, how does this game progress? Belgian Bayrak says pass. Maybe that's because he wants Steve to pass.
We have 31 people on the live chat. Everyone hit that like button, please.
Let's hear some more. What do other people think about this? Take or pass?
Take or pass. Put T for take, P for pass, and D for drop.
Patrick Gibson says pass.
Gigi Goyette says take. I like how we have this. Oh, John Scritulia. Hello, John.
He says as slow as he plays, he would have taken right away. I mean, John, it's such an easy take for money or close at a match score, but at this score with Steve having no recube big, and maybe consider himself to be the slightly better player, that's probably what's going through his head. But I kind of lean towards you too. I think it's still a take. Steve has the stronger board. He has the anchor. There's not that many men in the zone.
Mr. 2%. Pass.
Well, one thing I'm sure of, Mr. 2%, is Steve has more than 2% here.
Yeah. One of the things I really like about the live stream is the interactive chat. And here I actually placed it on the screen so you could see it. Scholastic backgammon. Joe, how would you be calculating this over the board?
Well, I've kind of given you my thoughts. Steve, there's only 8 men in the zone. Steve has an anchor. It's not that easy to blitz him. He has a stronger board. Most of the time you end up not getting gammoned in this position. But the problem is when Steve turns around the game, he has no recube big. That's really the only issue here.
Yeah.
Steve just has to win the game all the way to the end. He can't win it with the cube when things go well for him. And so that's what the problem is with this position. Would be just very easy take for in most situations, but at this score with no recube big, and Steve considered himself to be slightly the stronger player, I think that's what he's going through. But he takes.
Okay.
I think I would have taken it. He took a long time thinking about it. I think he made the
3-1.
right decision.
Okay. Forgot I was transcribing for a moment. And what do you do here? Hit loose. Hello to Bob Orion. Hello to Gigi Goyette.
That's a tough play. It's probably right to come out, but it's a tough play. I'm not sure.
5-1. Anchors and hits. Six, 5.
Not what Ergin was looking for there. Now what does he do with this?
7 to 5. I like that.
I guess. Steve comes out
6-1.
here. That's a great shot. He makes it 22.3 times.
There you go. We can see the board pretty well from here, but love to hear what the viewers think. Four, 2. In the chat, let me know how the board looks and the dice and everything. Because it's the first time I'm doing this. I tried really hard to make it look good. 5-3. So, yeah, hit loose there.
I don't think that's the right
Oh,
idea
you-
at all.
Yeah, you really like that prime. This is like a prime versus prime. 4-3. Okay, a little awkward now. 4-3, in and out. 6-1.
Wow.
Some
Super
great
joker.
roll. Oh, he's looking at where to hit. Yeah.
Great shot for
6-3.
Steve.
So there's a 3 and
Probably just come out.
out.
It's a tough
More
call.
Numbers.
I think I would do that. It's a tough
There's
call.
1s, 10s, and 8s. That's a
Yeah,
lot of numbers.
It's a lot of numbers.
And the gammon is costly. You may be losing a lot of gammons anyway.
Yeah, I think you come out.
Certainly the DMP play, no?
You have to leave shots anyway. If you make the other play, you've got 4 minutes. They'll stuck behind a 4 prime.
Yeah. 6-1. All right, thank you to the feedback. Thank you for the feedback, everyone.
Critical roll here.
6-1.
Bang.
Steve's back in business.
Not just back in business, back in super business.
Just the problem is he can't cube. 1. Oh, he can bring all 3 out. With 2 on the bar.
Pays off the double 1. So he just creates builders for this 7 and 8 point. He's in very, very good shape here. He would have won this game long ago if he had access to the cube, but he's in very good shape anyway.
Four, two. At least he got the 2.
Now, if Steve rolls a 6 or a 3, it's almost all she wrote. He got the 3.
3.
Ergin has to roll really small here. Hope to maintain his prime. Needs an ace and something.
Ooh, double 6. Not what the doctor ordered. 6, 5. He can afford to leave one back. With his full prime. 5, 1. 5 is forced.
I would just anchor. I would anchor on the 23. Getting a third checker hit isn't that big a deal.
It actually might be good and it loses fewer games. The gammons don't matter, but it loses fewer games too. Because it prevents Steve from rolling the prime forward. 5, 3. Okay, so he hits. Come into the 6 point. That's a nice place to have a spare checker when you're bearing in. This is a thematic play. Slot behind an anchor. Trying to bust the board. 4, 3. He's going to try to hit loose on the ace if he can. 4, 1. Doesn't need a cover. Safety's the blot. Maybe not.
Yeah, he should definitely safety. His winning chances entail getting that man on the 24 up to the 23, and then maybe hitting a shot as Steve bears in, or rolling a double 6. Steve should not be anxious to hit on the ace anymore. Well, now he can, if he can just try and pick up the 4th checker. Yeah, now he can do a hit on the 4th to pick up the 4th checker. Don't cover, just bring it all the way in. I wouldn't have done that. It was not very risky though.
I don't think so. 6, 3. Now come on out. Nope.
He still wants the 4th checker. I don't agree with that play. I think that was wrong.
Because you have to put both spares on the 4. It's
Right.
a little awkward.
He's not losing this game if he doesn't get hit, and he increases chances of getting hit by putting 2 spares on the 4.
Double 4. 1, 2. Oh, it clears the 5 point. 4, 3. Now it's going to run out of 4s.
Just keep him going.
6, 4. It's awkward. 4, 2. Hope.
I would just play 18 to 14. You know, Steve's not going to come in and hit blues with a deuce. You want to be able to pick that man up. If he goes out, you might even be able to hit him and make your 3 point. I don't like that play.
Double 5 all the way around.
He would have had extra shots had he stayed there. But he would have missed.
Missed the shot there. 5-3.
5 off.
6-3.
6-3.
4-2 for Ergin. Yeah, 2 covers for that point. Double 1. Okay. Double 6.
Gives Ergin a sniff of a chance. Probably needs 3 doubles. 3 quick doubles. Now it's gin actually. It's over.
Yeah. Double 1.
Good match. Very well played. Thank you everyone for watching. Congratulations to Steve Sachs, 3rd-time winner of the Vietor Cup. He ties for 2nd place in most wins with Bob Glass and I think maybe Ray Fogerman. I'm not sure, but the person that won it the most was the famous Barclay Cook, who won it 6 times.
All right, good match. Let's do the settings. Let me change this for just a second here. Congratulations to Steve. We'll do a post-match interview. There we go. Well, congratulations.
Thank you, Alex.
Congratulations, good match.
Thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
Well done.
I'm going to let you go here while we let's see.
Do you need a few minutes?
Yeah, you want to take a break for a moment, use the
Yeah,
restroom, and then
thank
yeah,
you, thank you.
go ahead. We'll take a break and we'll be right back, okay? So let's
2.1 and 9.6.
All right, we are back. Congratulations. We'll do a post-match interview. Let me have Steve come sit down for just a second, please. Congratulations to Steve.
Thank you,
How
Alex.
do you feel?
Relieved.
How many times have you won this tournament now?
3 times.
3 times. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Halfway to Barclay Cook.
Yeah, but he did it in 20 years, and I played 24 times.
Oh, okay.
So, kudos to Barclay.
So, well played. There was a tough decision at the end.
Was it a take?
I don't
Was
know.
it a take or a mistake?
It was. If it wasn't a take, it was a mistake. Let me put that up here. So there, we can see the XG feed. Oh no.
I noticed it right after.
There we go.
Yeah,
We see the
0.854.
So let's see. Where were we? In the last game, right?
Yeah, I got up on Joe's computer here. It's like 0.87,
Oh, yeah.
0.872.
So yeah. So it was a double and it was a take. That was one you thought about for a long time.
Yeah, luckily I had extra time I could use to just. I'm not as good as Mochi, where I can get down to 30 seconds, or as good as Michael Niago and get down to 3 seconds.
I think this was an interesting position, and a lot of the viewers that are watching on the
That's
stream
mine,
were asking, what is your thought process when you're deciding on this take-pass decision, considering the score?
Well, I just try and do the best of my ability to do a calculation of how many times I'm going to win, how many times I'm going to get backgammoned, and how many times I'm going to lose a straight game. But there was a possibility of a backgammon which would earn Ergin the match. And I
Right.
just was going back and forth between how often I really win this game, and I thought, reasonable amount. I got a better board. I have an anchor. I thought I might have win between 35 and 40%. And
And that was right.
what was it?
39%, yeah.
Okay. And I thought I'm going to get gammon for sure, but maybe not much more than third or 35, 40% of my losses.
Right.
And I didn't really consider the backgammons too much, but the key was like the fact that he was stripped on the 8-point, and he actually did roll 3-1, and I was able to hit back and subsequently somehow found a way to get back into it, although it was a real threat for gammon for quite a long time.
It was. Well, very good. Let's talk to Ergin here, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Always a tough
Congratulations. Well
match.
played.
You're playing Steve Sachs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about the match?
Well, it was a tough one. Towards the end, trailing 2 away, 5 away, I thought it was a clear double with a lot of market losers, some gammons, some freak backgammons. So I sent it, and it must have been a good cue. He spent 5 minutes thinking.
It
about
was.
Yeah.
Was there a position you wanted to look at?
Right. Well, towards the end of
Last
this
game?
yeah. When he came in and hit me.
Let me put that up so they can
left,
see that. Okay, so where?
Come back, further back. Back.
This way?
Yeah, that right there.
The 6-1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, looks about
What-
right.
No, this was pretty clear. You mean this 6-1? Or you mean this 6-1?
Yeah.
This 6-1. Yeah. This one was clear to hit there.
Okay. That's good. I mean, there were a lot of tough decisions, and looks like I didn't play that well.
I'll put the match file. I'll do a more in-depth analysis, and I'll put the file in the description here so people can see.
And maybe we can, do another session where we go over the match. What was the thought process
Yeah, we can
with
certainly
Steve
do that.
and myself.
So good. It's certainly hard to run a tournament and playing it at the same time,
Yeah.
especially with all the issues you said with the Swiss format. Normally when we have the regular brackets, it's pretty straightforward, but you have to do a redraw every single round.
Yeah, and there are a lot of constraints that need to be satisfied. People who played better records can't play them, and people who played worse records can't do that again. And there are some rules with buys and so on. But we manage. Patrick and I, we figured it out.
Very good.
Next year we hope many more people join
people
us.
Every year Patrick runs it at the home of John Vietor?
Yeah.
Very good. And
in San Diego, Carlsbad area.
He's a wonderful host, outstanding player, and a great person. So thank you to John. Some of the things I didn't ask you in the pre-match interview, we asked Steve how long he's been playing. You're originally from Turkey, and they play all the time. So did you start playing when you were young?
Yes. I started playing maybe 7, 8 years old. We learned to play, but I didn't start playing the modern backgammon until about 2009, 2010, when I discovered the club in Los Angeles.
They call it tavla.
Yeah.
So
tavla.
what's the difference between tavla and what we play now?
Cubeless 5-point matches.
Always 5 points, cubeless,
and there is no hit and
backgammon,
run.
no pick and pass, no backgammons.
No backgammons. But there are gammons.
The cube is the biggest thing.
Yes, of course. So that was added to my repertoire in 2010 or so. A few years I spent just observing and being an amateur, and then around 2014 I started studying in a bit more organized way, and we have a great club. Learned from many good players, including Steve and Norm Wiggins and you and Joe Russell. And trying to compete as best as we can.
So you came here in 2009?
No, 2003.
Oh, 2003, and you were in school?
Yeah.
And then you finished, and then you started playing.
Yeah.
What do you find was the best way for you to improve when you were studying?
A few books, Backgammon Boot Camp, Bill Roberti's 501 Positions, McGrill, of course, and getting XG. First I got GNU Backgammon. I was too late for Snowy. So GNU, and then I got XG, studying with XG, analyzing positions, and playing with Steve and others in Chouettes where we go over positions. That's always very very instructional, and competing twice a week.
Twice a week we play, and how many times have you won the Player of the Year now? Twice?
I won twice Player of the Year, and I won the California State.
That's great.
Back in 2018 or 19. A few other caches here and there.
Yeah, you have that board, that beautiful board.
Yeah.
So great. We play every Sunday and Wednesday, and now to celebrate the conclusion of the Vietor Cup, we'll go have our regular tournament.
Yes, another tournament coming up in another hour.
Yeah, so we're going to see everyone at El Mariachi Grill. It's 16527 Ventura Boulevard in Encino. Everyone can join us every Sunday, 5 to 11. We also have social play, Chouettes. The food is great. It's close to the 405 and the 101 freeways, easy access.
Easy parking on Sundays.
On Sundays you can park, on Wednesdays.
If you're in the LA area, we welcome you.
Yes, absolutely. And then on Wednesdays we play at Denny's in Sherman Oaks. Go to the Gammon Associates website. So we'll go ahead and conclude. Do you have any final comments before we conclude?
No, congratulations
Thank you
to
very
Steve.
much. And then we'll all be over to Mariachi in a moment.
Yes.
All right. We'll go ahead and conclude the video. Thank you everyone for watching the live stream. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, what you'd like to see in future videos so I can work on that. I appreciate your super thanks. These small donations help me continue to create the high quality content that you enjoy. And with the membership feature, you can get exclusive access to the most popular videos. Again, my book, Backgammon, Backgammon Strategies is available. There'll be a link in the description to where you can get it. And if you're interested in lessons, please contact me via email. My email address is also in the description. I look forward to seeing you in future live streams and other videos. And until then, keep rolling your dice.